What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Octagon Jordan. We're back at the home base. We're back where we should be. We left Springfield, Ohio, the poop stain of America. Did not run into LeBron James, unfortunately. But today, I want to go over MMA Joey's takes on UFC Noche, UFC 306, UFC The Sphere, UFC Riyadh Season, whatever the fuck you want to call it. MMA Joey made a whole video on this, and while I agree with some points that he had to say, as far as I think the card's getting too much shit, I think there's a lot of good prospects on the card. I think the card overall is going to deliver as far as action, as far as competitive matchups, probably some wild finishes, probably a night full of entertainment. I'm sure the UFC production will be outstanding. I'm sure the Sphere experience will be amazing, even though they're charging $3,000 for nosebleeds. And they're having a tough time selling tickets. But there's a couple gripes that I have with UFC Noche, UFC 306 in general. I have a couple gripes with MMA Joey's take on it. Now, I do feel like MMA Joey has taken a recent turn to be the ultimate contrarian. I know he's always kind of been like this, where, he counteracts the ultimate opinion of the fan base, and he's always on the other side of the fence, and we all think Bilal Muhammad is a snoozer, is boring, and MMA Joey's obsessed with Bilal Muhammad. I'm a fan of Israel Adesanya. I got his picture right back here, but the majority of the MMA fan base does not enjoy Israel Adesanya. MMA Joey loves Israel Adesanya. He always has his back, which I like. I agree with as well. Merab Dvalishvili, all these fucking boring-ass fighters. He's all about a meritocracy and, earning your title shot. Is this a true sport? If you like good promo work, if you like good feuds, if you enjoy the press conferences and the interviews and the shit talk and the online social media presence, well, go watch WWE. That's what MMA Joey tells us to do. But he doesn't quite understand that this pretty much is the show business industry. Yes, it's a sport. Yeah, there's rankings. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's about selling tickets. It's about attracting more fans. It's different than the NFL, NBA, MLB. You can't compare the two things. It's just impossible. You can't. This is a one-on-one sport. There's matchmaking. The PF, if you want a meritocracy, if you want NBA, MLB type style tournaments, regular seasons, the best team makes it to the finals, go watch PFL. There's an MMA promotion out there that's practicing these techniques, that's practicing these ideas, and it's falling flat on its face. It's not working out because at the end of the day, MMA is a unique niche when it comes to sports entertainment in general, and its fan base and what we want to see. I mean, we want to see spectacles. We want to see, out of this world personas, the Conor McGregors of the world, the Ronda Rouseys, the Brock Lesnars. Why do you think so many people gravitated toward the Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey era? Brock Lesnar clearly wasn't the best MMA fighter on planet Earth. Very one-dimensional wrestler. Striking was god-awful. Chin was very weak, didn't like to get punched. Ronda Rousey the same way, jiu-jitsu, judo specialist. Got exposed when she fought Ronda Rousey, when she fought Amanda Nunes. Conor McGregor, same thing, gassed out, cardio's not that good. But these are the people that the public want to see. So at the end of the day, you kind of have to invest into the characters of these people as well. I know MMA Joey loves to hate on WWE, but one thing that WWE does right is that they make money at the end of the day. You can call it fake, scripted, for kids, for toddlers, for teenagers. I wouldn't watch it. Luke Thomas talks a lot of shit on WWE, but at the end of the day, all the movies that you watch, MMA Joey, all the shows that you like, The Boys, Game of Thrones, Sons of Anarchy, Breaking Bad, they're all scripted, brother. They ain't real. You ain't watching real shite. WWE ain't trying to be deceiving. They're not telling you like, oh, you can bet on this. There's a reason why the WWE matches don't have betting lines on FanDuel, DraftKings, Unibet, PointsBet, Fanatics, you name it. There's a reason why. And anybody with a fucking pulse understands that it's for entertainment purposes. And yes, UFC is a little bit different. Obviously, it's more competitive. It's not scripted. It is a sport. But UFC figured out a model that attracts fans. PFL went with the model of, well, you're the 2021 champion. You're the 2022 champion. Go look at my Don Davis videos. Go check them out, Joey. Go take a peek. Because it just doesn't work, man. It doesn't work, you know? At some point, you got to become invested in these fighters. You can't just be, well, this guy's number one. I don't know who he is. He's got no personality. I haven't heard him do a fucking interview. Phil Davis, great example. Former Penn State All-American wrestler, went to UFC. I think it was a former title challenger, Bellator title challenger. Nobody gives a fuck about the guy. You know? It's a different industry than NBA. And even NBA, even if you're good, you can be great in NBA. You can be great in NFL. You know, for example, Nikola Jokic. He doesn't really have much of a personality. Yeah, I'm sure he's very, very popular over in Serbia. I'm sure the Serbian fans, the Serbian national team during the Olympics, they all rally around him. They all love him. But typically, there's not many people you run into in the United States other than people in Denver that are like, oh, Nikola Jokic, that guy, I got posters of that guy. Yes, I appreciate his game. The guy's a beast. Back downs, fadeaways, three-point shots, great handles, triple-doubles, 3-time MVP. But, you know, someone like Ja Morant, someone like LeBron James, someone like Anthony Edwards, who's outspoken in their interviews, who gets the fan base. And at the end of the day, this is about making money. So anyway, let's get into it. MMA Joey's takes on UFC 206 Noche, or 306, I apologize. Noche, the Sphere, Riyadh season, Turkey al-Sheikh. I agree with him on some points here. I don't think the card's trash. I think the card has a lot of good prospects. I think the bout order is absolute shite. Absolute horse shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this bout order. I have no clue what's going on with this bout order. You know, and also, you know, he's glazing it too hard. He's saying it's one of the best pay-per-views of the year. It's his most anticipated pay-per-view of the year. It's right there with UFC 300. Everyone was talking shit on UFC 300 other than me, Octagon Jordan. I wasn't. Jiri Prochazka, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway, Alex Poatan Pereira, Charles Oliveira, Jamal Hill, Zhang Wei Li. How the fuck could you talk shit on that? Davison Figueiredo, Cody Garbrandt, Bobby Green. Fucking imbeciles. We're talking shit on UFC 300. But this is different, brother. UFC 299 was better. UFC 305 was better. And UFC 305 didn't even have big names either. We had Carlos Prates on the main card. Kai Kara-France, who's coming off a 2-year layoff at 125. People don't really pay attention to. So let's see what MMA Joey had to say. I'll give my criticisms. I'll give my agreements. I agree with him on some points. And we'll dissect the card. We'll see what we think. We'll see how anticipated we are for it. Dana White's already said that the Sphere is the star of the card. He said that himself, horse's mouth. So, you know, we've already been told that the card itself, the talent on the card is not the star of the show. It's the Sphere. It's the production. So we've already been told that. I think MMA Joey, I don't agree that he's a contrarian on everything, but this take is really clickbaity, you know, contrarian, just over the top, man. I love MMA Joey. I watch all his videos, but this one I could not agree with. I thought this was disingenuous. So let's dig into it and let's see what we think.
Would know that UFC 300 was good. That's the same thing that's happening with Noche. It's the same thing that's happening with UFC Noche. And I'm so annoyed, and I wanted to make this video because I would go out on a limb, honestly, right now and say UFC 306, UFC Noche, Sean O'Malley, Merab Dvalishvili is probably my most anticipated fight card of 2024 as it stands right now. That could change. I think, you know, UFC, 308 in Abu Dhabi, which is Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. That card is probably going to end up taking that spot. But right now, as it stands, I'm more excited for UFC Noche, and that's because the card is so damn good. And I understand the current bout order that's announced that may very well change, and we're going to look at it in a second.
Joey, there's a lot of good talent on the card. There's a lot of good prospects on the card. We got Manuel Torres. I'll get into that. Raul Rosas, Daniel Zellhuber. But to lie to your fan base and to lie to your audience and say that this is one of the best cards, most anticipated cards of 2024, it's just completely disingenuous. And, you know, I thought MMA Joey was above this. I thought he was Mr. Authentic, Mr. Genuine, Mr. Non-clickbait, you know, the opposite of Jesse on Fire. But this video, it just, you know, it hit me the wrong way. I didn't enjoy this one. I just found it not accurate, disingenuous, and a little clickbaity. So, you know, I think he forgot, you know, Men in Black, Will Smith hit him with the fucking defibrillator, and I think he forgot UFC 300 happened this year. UFC 299 happened this year. UFC 298 happened this year. UFC 305 happened this year. I think he forgot about that. His boy Bilal, you know, people were talking shit. You know, Bilal pulled it off, but boring fight, brother. Yeah, he threw Leon on his head, dumped him on his head, brother, but, you know.
May, you know, kind of be like, well, they could have done the bout order a little bit better. I think they will reorganize it as we get closer to the card. The UFC's always rearranging their bout orders. That's the only complaint you...
Cope, brother. That's the only complaint you can have. That's the only... Joey, you're wrong, brother. I love you. I watch every one of your videos. I'm a loyal subscriber. So don't take this the wrong way, but you're wrong. That's not the only complaint you can have. I have many complaints about this card, and for many different reasons. That we were promised certain things by Dana White. We've been looking forward to certain things for over a year now. Things are getting convoluted with Riyadh season, with non-Mexican fighters in the main event, love letter to Mexico, all this fucking dumb shit. So you're wrong, brother. Straight up, you're wrong. Sorry about you. Octagon Jordan's here to set the record straight, man. I love you. I watch every single one of your videos. You're my favorite MMA YouTuber, but this one, nah. Nah, man, you're off base here. You're off base here, brother.
You can come up with right now. But for some reason, people just keep shitting on the card and acting like it's not even good when this is one of the best pay-per-views of the year. You know, it's not as deep as maybe UFC 300, but in my opinion, better main event. Even UFC 299 was rather deep. Better main event here. So, I mean, UFC 300 even was you know, I already said UFC 300. I'm an idiot. I said UFC 300, UFC 299. I'm trying to think of the...
Joey, enough, man. Enough. We get the cope, brother. We get the cope. So let's take a look at the card. Let's, again, I'm not here to shit on UFC Noche, UFC 306. I think it's a decent card. There's a lot of good prospects. It's a hardcore fans card. But to compare it to UFC 300, better main event, one of the most anticipated fight cards of the year. I mean, is this guy just sucking Dana White's balls and just eating up all the fucking pudding that he's put? Oh, this is just $20 million. This is the production value of this. Oh my God. I mean, let's take a look. Let's go to Big Marcel's page. Shout out Big Marcel. Appreciate you, brother. Let me make sure everything's working properly. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's look. So right off the bat, I mean, you can see. So we got the Fight Night card coming up in 2 weeks. Well, 9 days at this point. Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady. Right off the bat, I mean, look at the difference between Noche versus the Fight Night. What do you guys see as the outstanding difference here? Huh? The glaring difference. Well, the amount of fights. The amount of fights. So if you're paying $3,000 for nosebleeds here, you're getting 10 fights. You're getting 10 fights. So you better drink those $20 beers pretty awfully quick. You know what I'm saying? You better suck down those dollar dogs. You better enjoy the production and look at all the graphics and take your pictures pretty fucking fast. I mean, it's a good card, but the bout order is shit. The main event is okay. To compare this 10-fight card with O'Day Osborne. O'Day Osborne? O'Day Osborne? O'Day Osborne on the main card. O'Day Osborne wouldn't even fucking sniff UFC 300. Daniel Zellhuber against Esteban Ribovics or Ribovic, whatever the fuck you want to say. I get it. Young prospects. Zellhuber 15-1. Ribovic coming off a devastating head kick KO against Tarek Terrence McKinney looked great. Very exciting matchup between two prospects. Clearly, the UFC wants to find out which prospect is better, which one they should push. Is that really what we're paying $80 for? To find out which prospect is better? Which unranked, younger, couple fights in the UFC prospect is better that might be able to get a top 20 guy? UFC Noche, the Sphere. When you look at what Dana White said, production value out the ass, once in a lifetime. This card, man. And we're getting two prospects, two good fighters. Might be able to turn into something. But at this point, it's two unranked, younger fighters just trying to figure out who the prospect is on a fourth featured fight on the main card of the pay-per-view. Ronaldo Rodriguez. What is this, his second fight in the UFC? I know it's exciting. I know UFC wants to get his name out there, wants to promote him, push him. But on the Sphere main card for $80, 3,000 nosebleeds? Best fight card of the year, Joey? I get it. I know. Hardcore fans looking, casuals are looking for name value. This is a hardcore fan's delight. But I wouldn't even really call it that. You look over here, we got Trevor Peek, Ashmouche. Remember Ashmouche's debut against fucking Sam Patterson? Turned him into dirt. Sent his face into the canvas and turned him into a piece of fucking plywood. 2x4, that motherfucker. Matt Schnell gets knocked out or knocks people out. You watch his fight against Sumo Darji? The Mean Machine, Steve Garcia against the Brawler, Kyle Nelson, the Monster. Knocking out everybody. Beat Doohoo Choi. Beat Bill Algeo. Gilbert Burns, Sean Brady. Jessica Andrade, the Queen of Violence. Knocks people the fuck out. Mackenzie Dern, get fucked. Rose Namajunas, fuck off. Amanda Lemos, standing arm triangle, fuck off. Ryan Spann, live by the sword, die by the sword. It's going to be a one-round fight. Isaac Dalgarian, beast. Felipe Dos Santos against Andre Lima, the guy that got bit. Two young prospects. That's the same equivalent to Zellhuber and Ribovich. Two young prospects. Dos Santos had a great fight against Manel Cap. Lima looks great. He got bit. He's got some name value from that. He got his name piped up from that. Now we got Ronaldo Souza Ode Osborne on the main card of a pay-per-view I'm paying $80 for. Meanwhile, we got Manuel Torres versus Ignacio Bahamondes buried on the prelims. Manuel Torres is the future of Mexican fighting. I'm sorry. After I saw the vicious elbow against Nicolas Mota, put his elbow through his fucking skull, eviscerated him, decimated him, and destroyed him. Nicolas Mota, I'm surprised he's still kicking. I'm surprised he's still alive and has functions of his arms and legs after that vicious, brutal elbow from Manuel Torres. And he just fucked up another guy. Chris Duncan, I believe. Get fucked. I called that. Go look at my, whatever the fuck, Mexico City predictions earlier in the year, March. I go over this. Manuel Torres should be the pay-per-view opener. Fuck Ronaldo Rodriguez and fuck Ode Osborne. Manuel Torres is all action, and he's going up against Ignacio Bahamondes. Spinning heel kick to fucking whatever the fuck that other motherfucker's name is. Vicious highlight reel KO against Roosevelt Roberts. Two strikers. Strikers delight. Put it on the main card. Raul Rosas, Arichi Lang. I'm not the biggest fan of Raul Rosas. I think he's exciting. I think he brings a lot of energy to the cage. I like his persona. Chee-wee-wees. Chee-wee-wees. And we're putting the fucking Ronaldo Rodriguez and Daniel Zellhuber. Daniel Zellhuber doesn't do fuck all on the mic. Guy can't even cut a promo to save his life. If Dana White was like, hey, Zellhuber, we'll give you a $50K bonus if you could cut a promo that anyone in the crowd or anyone in the stands is interested in and clips on Twitter and talks about and gets some momentum, we'll give you a bonus. Nothing. Zippo. Zilche. It's over for you. And even so, Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko, great fight. First two were amazing. Second one was better than the first one. First one was better, or second one was better than the first one. My Alexa Google just shared Alexa Grass. Shut up, Google. Second one was better than the first one. Valentina Shevchenko got ripped off. But at the end of the day, we've seen this fight twice, man. We've seen this fight twice. Yeah, it's a good fight. We saw the Figueiredo Moreno 4 times. By the 4th time, it's like, okay, man, what the fuck are we going to get here? Quick, punch to the eye, doctor stoppage. Brian Ortega, Diego Lopez. Yeah, sick. Great fight. Epic. You can't sell an $80 pay-per-view Sphere card once in a lifetime, $3,000 a ticket off Daniel Zellhuber, a trilogy we've seen twice already. Brian Ortega, Diego Lopez, and 2 guys that are American that are lightweight 135ers. You just can't do it. At the end of Arini Aldana, Yasmin Yurgi, Kevin Borjas. What is he, 1-3 in the UFC? Yeah, he's exciting. I get it. I'm not talking crap on the card. It's a good card. I'll probably pay for it. I'll probably watch it. I'm not hating on it, but if it was a regular UFC 306, sure. But Noche, Sphere, promise these certain things. We have these anticipations. This isn't comparable to UFC 300. Yuri Prohashka, Du Bronx on the card, Arman Sarukian, Zhang Wei Li, Alex Poatan Pereira, Max Holloway Hall of Famer, Justin Gaethje Hall of Famer, Aljamain Sterling, Calvin Kattar, Davison Figueiredo, Bobby Green. Then we're getting Ronaldo Rodriguez. Yeah, Brian Ortega. Okay. Should be fun. Ortega fights once every 2 years. Grasso Shevchenko, we've seen it, man. O'Malley, Merab, yeah, good, interesting stylistic matchup. Could go either way. Merab gets hurt a lot, gets dinged up, got hurt by Henry fucking Cejudo, got hurt by Marlon Moraes, gets hurt by every one of his opponents. Sugar Sean's too quick, too fast, too good at footwork. Manuel Torres deserves to be on the main card. This is fucking criminal that he's on the main card against Ignacio Bahamondes. And we're getting Ronaldo Rodriguez. Oh, Tay Osborne. Look at Paris. Paris has 15 fights. Moicano, BSD, Imavov, Allen, both ranked. All 4 of these guys are ranked. Matt Steamroller Favola, he was ranked. Joe Anderson Brito, Morgan Charrier, Ian Kutelaba. Over here, we're getting Norma Duman, Charez, Borjas, Zellhuber, Ribovic, Ode Osborne. Yeah, okay, Sugar Sean Merab. It's going to go one of 2 ways. Merab's going to hold him down for all 5 rounds, push him up against the fence and frustrate him, a la Piotr Jan, a la Jose Aldo. Or Sugar Sean's going to KO him in 1 round or 2 rounds, a la Aljamain Sterling, a la Eddie Wineland, a la Thomas Almeida. It's not going to be a war. It's not going to be a Robbie Lawler, Rory McDonald war. It's just not going to be. So it just can't, inflate this card. It can't be the life preserver for this card. I understand this was expensive. The Sphere is the star of this card, but MMA Joey is just off base here. Comparing this to UFC 300, UFC 308, I mean, even UFC 307. Alex Poatan, Khalil Roundtree. Okay, it's not Magomed Ankalaev. It's not the best versus the best, but it's a striker's delight. It's a striker's delight. Khalil Roundtree called out Alex Poatan Pereira. They're both kickboxers. Khalil's mean. He's very vicious. We got Kayla Harrison, judo, Olympic gold medalist. We got Mobzar Adloev versus former champion Aljamain Sterling. Former champion here, Jose Aldo. Former title challenger here, Wonder Boy. Multiple-time UFC pay-per-view main card. Kevin Holland, Roman Dolidze, Joaquin Buckley, who's on the up and up, just beat Vicente Luque, Mario Batista, who's ranked and on the up and up. I mean, UFC 308, don't even compare it. Whitaker, Shemaev, Holloway, Topuria, Gane, Volkov, Ankalaev, Rakic, Neal, Dos Anjos, Murphy, Ige, Nzechukwu, Olibai, Rebecki, Renan Fakhretdinov, Nursultan Rozaboyev, Abus Magomedov, Bruno Ferreira. I mean, come on now. We got 10 fights, bunch of no names. Yeah, I get the prospect fights. I get these should be good fights. I'm a hardcore fan. I'm looking forward to these. All I'm saying is the bout order's fucked up. There's not a lot of fights. We've seen the rematch multiple times against Grasso Shevchenko. O'Malley Merab is going to go 1 of 2 ways. It's not going to be a war. It's not going to be a bloody war like Sugar Sean Piotr Jan. They should do that rematch. And he's comparing it to UFC 299. Petr Yan was on that card fighting Song Yadong. Sugar Sean was fighting Cheeto. We had Dustin Poirier, BSD, Jailton Almeida, Curtis Blades. I mean, the card was absolutely stacked. So, a lot of cope out of MMA Joey. I'm looking forward to it. I think my cousin's 30th birthday is on September 14th. I just agreed to it. So, I'm probably going to have to rewatch that. That's what I'm saying. You know, if it was a UFC 308 Abu Dhabi, I'm probably telling my cousin, fuck off. Sorry about you. You know what I mean? Hey, I know you're turning 30, bro. I know you're my boy. We drank a lot. First person I smoked weed with. But, hey, guess what? Sorry about you. He hit me up September 14th. I was like, I could miss Ronaldo. I could miss Zell Huber. I could rewatch these ones. It's not the end of the world. So, is what it is. Is what it is. It's a good card. I'm looking forward to the card. I'm going to rewatch it on Sunday. Don't send me any spoilers. MMA Joey, I agree with him a lot of the time, but this one he went too hard contrarian. He went too hard opposites here for clickbait, for shock value. Raul Rosas, he's a grappler. He has exciting fights sometimes. Manuel Torres is buried. It's just I got too many gripes. There's not enough fights. We were promised more. I give this is my 6th favorite pay-per-view of 2024 so far. I rank 300 above it, 299, 298, 305. 305 didn't have a lot of name value. Carlos Prates, Kai Kara-France coming off a 2-year layoff. Dan Hooker, who everybody wrote off. Mateusz Gamrot, who nobody likes to watch. Israel Adesanya, who everybody seems to hate and said it sucks now and's old and washed up. Yeah, that fight card was pretty damn good, wasn't it? That fight card was pretty damn good. I put UFC 305 way over this card. UFC 299 way over this card. UFC 300 is the pinnacle, the trophy, the climax. You can't get better than that. UFC 307, title challenger, title fighter, multiple title time. Jose Aldo, Mobzar, Aljamain Sterling, former title holder, Alex Poatan, UFC 308. I mean, it is what it is. But, I'm looking forward to it. It's just not that good. And I'm not surprised that they're not selling all the tickets. They overcharged it. They're sponging out the public. You need to put better fights on the card. We don't care about your graphics. We want to see action. We want to see blood. And we want to see some movement in the divisions. It's that simple. So, anyway, grab your drinks, grab your smokes. Octagon Jordan here. Looking forward to the card. I'm going to rewatch it Sunday. Please do not DM me. But look at this UFC 308. Topuria, Holloway, Whitaker, Shemaev, Gane, Volkov, Ankalaev, Rakic, Neal, Dos Anjos, Murphy, Ige, Nzechukwu, Miktabak Olabai, Mateusz Rembecki, Renan Fakradino, Nurasultan Rozaboyev, Abuz Magomedov, and Bruno Ferreira. Oh, yeah! Mommy! Fuck off, Joey. Love you, brother.